Hey everyone, today I'm going to be going over all of the things that I did throughout this year of 2023. It was my first year doing YouTube, so I kind of want to just go over everything that I did and then also give you my analytics. I do have a few other YouTube review videos, but I never really went back and revisited those for you guys, so I figured it was a good time to do this now, being that it's the end of the year. Let's talk about June, 6 months ago. I switched a few things up from June until December. The first thing I did was I did less variety in my videos. I started to move more towards vlogs and primarily moving vlogs since that's what was going on in my life at the time. I'm not exactly sure if this is what happened, but I do feel like it may have hurt my channel a little bit because people were coming to my channel for different reasons because of the variety in my videos. And now that it was mostly just vlogs and moving vlogs, I feel like I was only catering to a very small section of my audience. I also wondered if maybe it was because of the time of year. I think it was around July, August, September that things started to slow down. And I was also thinking, maybe it's summertime. People aren't on YouTube as much. People aren't inside watching videos as much as they used to. So I feel like maybe that could have been the reason for the slowdown. But I do want to keep in mind that I did have a shorter variety of videos available as opposed to the first half of the year. The second thing I did differently around September was I started incorporating a weekly short. I noticed that this helped with my overall engagement, and I actually picked up quite a few subscribers just from the shorts. I decided to do this because I wanted to supplement my long form content and bring in an audience that was similar to what I want for my long form content. So think about hooking someone with a short that is already similar to your long form content. It just makes sense. If they decide to subscribe, they're basically just going to be recommended long forms of the content you already posted as a short. And the last thing is that in September, I decided to ramp up my videos, and instead of posting every other week, which would have been just posting twice a month, I decided to ramp it up and post 3 videos a month. I am not sure if this helped my channel, to be quite honest with you, but I will tell you that it affected me just as a person. As a creator, I do feel like I got burned out by doing this, and it wasn't only because, it was an extra video a week to like film and edit. It was more so the type of content I was creating. So I'm sure you know that I did a whole entire moving series that still isn't done yet, but what was really starting to affect me is that with vlogging, I was filming pretty much everything that I was doing throughout this move, all of the work I had to do, all of the unpacking, all of the redecorating, and the videos were so long. I had about 3 hours of footage for each video that I've done so far, especially the living room. The kitchen was really long, and the bathroom was a super long video to what turns out to be maybe like a 15-minute video. It was like doing double the work. So not only did I do all of this work to get my place together, I had to watch it all back, cut it all up, and it started to feel like this mental game. Overall, it was great for my channel, but not great for me because it felt really exhausting. Present day, I'm feeling a little better about it. It took me pretty much up until this month to start feeling better about the things that I was editing and putting out on my channel. And I think it's because I started filming different types of videos again and not just vlogs. These are things that I'm going to start doing next year in 2024. I am still going to do the weekly short. Like I said, I think it supplements my long form content really well and brings in engagement and relevant subscribers for me. Number 2, I'm going to focus on polishing my craft, which is the filming and editing of my videos. Following along with this, I want to not get lazy with production next year. I want to use my ring light more often, make sure that my lighting is good every single time, create loose scripts for videos so that I'm not rambling, hire an editor when needed, mostly to prevent burnout. I want to incorporate more vlogs, but I want to find my own style that works for me. Lastly, I want to be okay with making shorter videos. Previously, throughout this year, I have been aiming to make videos that were at least 20 minutes. And if they fell a little under, like at the 15-minute mark, I wouldn't really mind too much. But now I want to aim for around 10. And I'm okay with it being even less than 10. I think since I don't have a large following, it may be best for me to have shorter, more palatable videos so that people can really get the gist of what I'm trying to put out there. And maybe later on down the line, when I have more people invested in my content, I can make those longer 20-minute videos. Here are some takeaways. Overall, I've been doing this for over a year, and I feel like these changes are really necessary for me to continue to grow in an upwards direction. I'm really proud of how I've been able to reflect on how I've done in the last year. I feel like I adjust and re-execute with every single video. So if I keep at it, it's only up from here. I'm also really happy with my growth over the last year. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, and I'm over the 2,000 watch hours. So I'm basically halfway to the monetization point, and after only doing this for a year, year, I feel like that's pretty good, especially for doing all of this on my own. I'm really eager for this next year, not only to be more creative, but also to find my own style, feel more comfortable, and just make YouTube something that isn't really a job, but more of a job that'll be fulfilling for me. I don't ever want it to become a task and something that I just feel like I have to get another video out this week, that type of thing. So I think I'm gonna switch back to my 2 videos a month, see how that goes, see how the growth goes, and then just take it from there. Because of course, as much as I love making videos and I love editing and I love being experimental, I also have to be realistic with myself and know that this takes hours and hours out of every month that I, in theory, could be doing something else that would make me money. Obviously, in the end, it would be so nice to do this full time. And I think we have to be honest with ourselves as creators that doing things just for the fun of it is fun. But after a certain amount of time, you have to reason with yourself. And if something's just going to be a hobby, it might be better that you spend a little less time on it and you take away the pressure to grow if it's really just fun for you. But for me, it is something that I want to capitalize off of at some point. And after a year of a lot of dedication and hard work, I would love to be monetized so that I can reinvest in the channel and just make it honestly the best it can be and be something that people enjoy and something that I'm really proud of. So with all that, let's get into my stats for 2023. Okay, so we're gonna start here in my YouTube studio. Here's just the dashboard. I'm sure you know what it looks like if you're also a content creator. Let's go to my content first. I'm gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom, and my first video I posted on November 18th. And from here on out, you'll probably see that each video is about 2 weeks apart until we get to September. So my first one was running a bubble tea business. And even for that being my first video, it's pretty high after a year, in my opinion. Like, I feel like anything over 100 views is pretty good. My braces video, I knew it was going to be a searchable video, so I wasn't surprised when it performed better than I expected. Going up, a lot of these were more experimental videos, and I did know that I wanted to do that tattoo removal series. I didn't expect it to perform as well as it did, honestly. And I also knew that I was going to do the moving series as well. So I feel like these numbers, after a year, keep in mind, some of these videos are a full year old, 10 months, 6 months old. So when you look at these views, keep in mind that they've been up for quite a while until we get to about September here. All of my videos tend to sit around 200 views, which is really good to me. When I think about my views, I like to compare my subscriber count to the amount of views that I'm getting, and I like to see how well it correlates. If it doesn't correlate well, for example, the packing up my apartment in 4 days video only has 80 views and it's been up since September. And so that tells me that that video didn't perform too well for whatever reason. And so it's up to me to kind of go back, watch the video and see, was this just a weird flop? Are there things I could have done better in this video? Was it just not engaging enough? I'm not really sure, because sometimes it's hard for me to go back and watch a video that I think is, you know, decent. It's sometimes just hard for me as the creator to pick those things out. So my advice, if you're a creator, is to show it to other people. Make sure that it's a varied amount of people. For example, sometimes I'll ask my fiance to watch my videos, but I also have to keep in mind that he is not someone who consumes vlogs on the daily like I do. I love vlogs. I'm someone who hops onto YouTube and I'm like, I just want to watch someone else do something and talk to me and pretend like they're my friend, right? But he doesn't watch those kinds of videos. He watches more commentary videos, video game videos, informative videos. So it's nice to get an opinion from someone who doesn't regularly watch this kind of content. But then sometimes I also want to go to someone else who does consume that kind of content and really honestly see what they think about it. Make sure it's not someone who's just gonna try to please you and say, I love it, I think you're doing such a great job. I mean, that's really nice, but when you're looking for actual constructive criticism, make sure you're careful with who you choose and make sure to let them know that you actually want their honest feedback. Let's get into the actual analytics. First off, we're gonna start off with views since we were just talking about views. And okay, so views in general, I'm gonna do all of 2023. The beginning of January, things were pretty good for me. You can see the number go up and then starkly go down. Sometimes I'm not breaking anything over 20. Sometimes I'm not breaking anything over 50 on a day, which I feel is totally understandable. Something that really got me here, and I'm glad that it happened in the beginning, was that my views were just so low all of February. Like, none of my videos were really getting any views, any movement until about right here mid-February. I started seeing things kind of pick up a little bit. And then March was when my channel first had a big rise in views. I mean, it's not super big, but compared to the month previous where I wasn't breaking more than 15 views in a day, I was hitting about 50 to 100 views a day in March. And it's because a few videos got a little bit of traction, which is exciting. Going all throughout March into April. April was a really good month too. I was getting around 100 or more views per day at this point. May, I don't know what video this was. This might have been the start of when my tattoo removal videos were picking up as well. So I think in this one day it says 620 views. So that's exciting. As I keep going on, I'm happy that my views have kind of stayed higher. From June all the way to the end of July, I see that my views were pretty much in the same place daily, which means that a lot of my videos were doing good. They were getting picked up and being watched. Now, as we start to get to August, it starts to go down a little bit, which in my opinion was expected. You can't have those highs forever. And in September, I felt like it was really starting to drop despite, some of these days it was, 143. You can tell when they were my posting days is the thing. Now we go over a little bit to here in September. And the reason for this huge spike in views is because I started posting the weekly shorts, and that counts in this total as well. So as you can see, it really helped my engagement. I do think I got lucky when it came to posting the shorts because some would perform really, really well, like 1,000 or 2,000 views, and then others would just not do well at all. Maybe just have 100 views, 200 views, and then that's that. Overall, I feel like my videos are having a very nice upward trend in views, but I really won't know until I start getting more into next year and figuring out what kind of style and what kind of content I really want to make my regular content going forward. Now we're going to look into my watch hours, and I'm going to click on total here. I know that it counts the shorts as well. You can see the trend of my watch hours going up, and it steadily goes up all throughout the year. Of course, it peaks right here in May. I believe that was get rid of the things you don't need video that peaked this so high. But even going on, I had a lot of watch hours per day. Anything over 10 is a huge win. 10 watch hours per day for me right now. For someone who doesn't even have 1,000 or even 500 subscribers, especially not then. I think I only had 200 subscribers then. So going along, you can see where things really slowed down around August and the beginning of September. I'm going to show you the graph for the subscribers this year, and it's really all over the place, but it's just to give you an idea of me, just a regular person doing YouTube. If you're starting a channel, a brand new channel next year, this is something that you might want to see and look at. So mentally, you know what you're getting yourself into. You can see on the graph, there are literally places where it's a -1, -2. It gets into the negatives, which means people unsubscribe to your channel for whatever reason. That's something you don't think of, or at least I didn't think of when I started YouTube. You kind of think that people will unsubscribe to you if you did something drastic or did something controversial, but honestly, sometimes people could resonate with your content and then you post another video and they might not resonate with that content. Or maybe they're tired of hearing you talk. Maybe they liked you in the beginning, but they don't like you anymore. Maybe they subscribed to you for just this one thing and now that series is over, so they're gonna unsubscribe. And those types of things you cannot take personally, and you can't take it too hard. You also have to think that YouTube monitors for bot accounts, which basically means fake accounts if you don't know. And YouTube will take away those subscribers if they deem them as a bot account. So overall for this year, I've had 64,997 views total. My watch time hours sit at 2,222 hours. And my subscribers right now are 423. Total impressions are over 500,000, and that's incredible for someone who doesn't even have 500 subscribers. Impressions click-through rate, overall it says it's 5.8%. I don't really know if that's good. I don't really know if that's bad. I think it's pretty decent. It's an average. That's my wrap up for 2023. So if you have any questions at all about the YouTube journey, if you find this video helpful and you want me to keep doing videos like this, kind of checking in every few months, definitely let me know in the comments. You want to have a conversation in the comments about how you're strategizing for this next year, or if you're starting a new channel and you're completely new to YouTube, feel free to collaborate in the comments with other people. I'd love to help and bounce ideas off of each other as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this and you've been around for at least a few months, months or even since the beginning. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's been a really interesting journey. I have never been this committed to anything or as consistent to really anything that hasn't been an actual job. To me, this is exciting. It's been fulfilling in a lot of different ways, and I just want to continue to grow this and see where it can take us. I hope everyone has a really great new year, and I'll see you next year.